So the American dream. Everyone's so confused these days about what's going on in America, but there's something that's been everlasting for decades and decades and decades, for over a century now, and that is the American dream. Now, here's how one historian defines the American dream. His name was James Truslow Adams, distant relative of the Adams family, not the ghouls and goblins. I'm talking about John Adams, Samuel Adams, these kind of guys. They were presidents at one point. But he defined the American dream as a land in which we should be better, richer, and fuller for everyone with opportunity according to one's ability and achievement. That to me sounds like a meritocracy, if I've ever heard of one. In other words, moving up socioeconomically from where your parents were at. So doing better than your parents, and then your kids do better than their parents. So every generation does better than their parents, moving up the socioeconomic ladder. But nowadays, things have changed. Things have changed here in America. So here's some of the stats. Stats show that millennials and Gen Z, so our age and younger, right? So I consider myself the oldest millennial out there, early 1980s. Stats show that millennials and Gen Z have a 50% chance of making more than their parents, so only half. Now, if you compare that to 1940, turn of the World War II, 92% chance of what you were doing. So now it's a 50-50 chance to do better than your parents, versus when our parents were all born, or at least in that baby boomer age range, there was a 92% chance they would do better than their parents. So something's going on here in America today. But ladies, I need your help. I want to understand what the American dream, what does it mean to you? How would you define it? And where do we see ourselves going as a country today? Laura, we just did the Pledge of Allegiance. We just said, God bless America. You fact-checked us and said we can't do it without the flag. There's the flag in the corner. So your family fled Cuba in what year?
They came in the 60s.
They came in the 60s. Fidel showed up.
Fidel showed up.
So what's the Cuban dream?
The Cuban dream, what it was and what it is. So they came over here for the American dream.
Yeah,
so
but
that
is there a
changed.
Cuban dream?
To get out of there.
Okay.
But the thing is, but here's the thing. No,
Yes.
real talk right now, that's what it was for them back in the day. Now, they're so brainwashed, who knows what they want. But they don't
In
have
Cuba.
anything. Oh, yeah.
No, I'm going to get back to this. What's the Lebanese dream?
Get out of there.
I have no idea.
Exactly. What's the Mexican dream?
For my family, get an education, have a good life, like good job, a family, your white picket fence home.
Gotcha. So basically a knockoff version of the American dream.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out and come to America.
Amy, is there an Australian dream?
I'd say Australia just has a very laid-back culture and lifestyle. So similar to America, minus all the achievement.
I feel
and
like it's like
ambition.
drinking Foster's beer, having
Yeah,
a steak
exactly.
from down
That's
under, and fist fighting some kangaroos.
Stereotypical version of the Australian dream,
I get it.
probably.
Nat,
Yes.
in the beautiful mutt that you are, from the Guyanese, Puerto Rican, black, yellow, white, Puerto Rican, and Haitian, do you know what the Guyanese dream is?
Go to school, be smart, and make good decisions.
I can see your mouth. You go to school, girl.
Yes.
Here's the point.
Yes.
The reason is, and I'm going to come back to you, Laura. I don't know if there's a Pakistani dream. I don't know if there's an Irish dream. I don't know if there's a Lebanese dream. I don't even know if there's a Canadian dream. There's certainly some weird Australian dream going on. There's only the American dream.
Yes.
The American dream, the land of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is the ideology that this beautiful country was founded on. And this dream seems to be moving. Now, I don't think it's dead. It just seems to be moving. So I'm going to come back to you, Laura, and ask the ladies, what is your definition of the American dream?
So I don't think it's changed. It's the land of opportunity. So the idea is that you come over here from somewhere else. So this is American dream, as I see it, is from an immigrant standpoint, right? So you come typically with nothing, and then you work really hard on your own, not taking anything from the government, and you work your way up, again, independently, to make it here. The American dream before was really to like own a home and these kind of things. Maybe that part's been dissolved a little bit, but the idea is to have the opportunity, because there are so many opportunities here that you don't have, that capitalism provides to you here that it wouldn't otherwise. My grandparents 100% realized that here, as did my parents, and that, like, obviously we're the beneficiaries of that. But as for what it is today, I don't think it's dissolved. It's just so different. But that's just because, and we'll obviously get into this later, but just culturally we're nowhere where we were a couple generations ago, because a couple generations ago we knew, what men and women were and what like normal things were. So since we're not there, of course, everything around that is going to deteriorate. But
well said.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think you did great. Janelle, what would you say your definition of the American dream is?
I think it's financial freedom, and that capitalism gives you that opportunity to be able to create your own company or organization and then lead others into creating that type of lifestyle as well. And I think that the division is in that there's so much perplexion because men are becoming a little bit more like women. So we're losing a lot of great leaders. We're losing a lot of examples, men that lead by examples, to be able to create that vision for others as well. But the American dream ultimately, for my family at least, and I know for a lot of people in Cuba, is to be able to come to this country and create that financial freedom and be dependent from the government, not have that socialism aspect to it.
Gotcha. Well said. How about you?
My turn? Okay. So for me, I would say the American dream is, as you said, having more financial freedom, being able to make decisions with my money and have the choice for upward mobility, as you mentioned. I know when my parents, when they were younger, so I'm 26, my parents already had 3 kids by the time they were my age, and we were very low income. And so for them, it was like, okay, let's pour into our children, give them the best opportunities, and that was through education. So I've done it all. I've been to the best schools. I went to an Ivy League school, got an engineering degree, have a good job. But for me, like, my ultimate goal is, again, to be able to provide for my future family, because I've always wanted to be a mother. And it just feels though now with inflation, the cost of living and everything, the goalpost just seems to be moving. And that's what's kind of frustrating, because I'm well off in my life right now. But again, what I want in terms of just, again, when I establish a family, it seems I'm not able to afford it as easily as maybe, my grandparents or people in the past, because of just all these socioeconomic factors. So.
Got it. Well said. How about you, Amy? By the way, how long you been here from Australia now?
I moved in October of 2017, so it's been a little over 6 years now. Okay. My math doesn't mistake me. And I could agree with everything you guys already shared so far as the financial aspect, financial freedom, but coming from a place where financial freedom is also pretty abundant. We're a very capitalistic society in Australia as well. I'd say it's also really the mindset factor that plays into it. And our Constitution. One of my favorite things is the American Constitution, the right to freedom of speech. Yes. And you don't realize until that is actually ingrained in some type of official documentation how important that is, especially in times of crisis. You look back at the COVID scenario and everything that happened. Australia was so locked down. My mum, when I would speak to her on the phone, she would say, it brings me so much peace to know you're in a country like America and not having to deal with this tyranny that's taking place right now. And it's really sad, because you wouldn't expect a country like Australia to fall to something like that, but it's something that happens when you don't have a clear-cut, enshrined, Bill of Rights. So
love it.
Yeah.
So good.
God bless America. Natalia Del Valle.
Yes.
What's your definition of the American dream?
I agree with everyone. I honestly think it's just one word, and it's freedom. Freedom of everything. Freedom to choose, freedom of speech, freedom of making a decision and determining the life you want and going after it. It's going to be hard, whatever decision you do make. But if it's one word, it's freedom. You have that freedom in all aspects of your life here to do that. Of course, there's rules, but essentially you do have that freedom here.
I love that. Thank you, ladies. So here's what I got. I actually was taking notes because you guys are all smart. You're intelligent. You're all free thinkers. So here's what I got. I got immigrants should not be relying on the government from you, okay? You can start a business. You can start a home. You can start a family and get that going. Constitution, freedom of speech, leadership. Lack of leadership is missing in America. Having opportunity, the land of opportunity, having options. Financial freedom, I believe you talked about right there. Upward mobility, you talked about, right, Ashrid? Socialism, they said, basically with socialism, you're relying on the government, equally poor, not relying on the government right there. More freedom, more freedom. You said that the goalposts keep moving, right? So I'm putting all this stuff together, and I'm trying to understand really what the American dream is now. And because the goalposts do keep moving, right now in America today, it's more expensive than ever to try to buy a house. It's more expensive than ever to try to get a new car or even a used car. Things are changing. They say that the one constant in life is change. But here, I'm putting all this together, and here's what I'll say about America. What anyone is, some people want kids, some people don't want kids. Some people believe in God, some people don't believe in God. Some people want a house, they don't want a house. Everything is up to you. But here's what America represents to me based on everything. The opportunity and the options. there's nothing. The whole premise of capitalism is having options. Do you want to go to do you want to go to this store? You want to go to this store? You want to go to Walmart? You want to go to Amazon? You want to Target? Do you want to go to Publix? You want to go to Whole Foods? You want to go to this? You want to go to that? We have options. Versus in other countries in the world, your option is the government plan. Like in Cuba, you got one option. There's no competition. So even in America, they have laws that prevent a lack of competition. They're called antitrust laws to prevent monopolies, right? We've all played the Monopoly game right here with the old man in the glasses doing his thing. But the options are what makes America great. Now, the whole premise of your kids doing better than you, all you can do as a parent, I don't have kids, but all my best friends do. My sister has kids. All you can do is equip your kid the best way possible to succeed. Learn, be smart, work out, network, get tough, have some resilience. Then it's on the kid.
Teach them good values.
You can't forecast what the economic and the socioeconomic conditions are going to be in the country. All you can do is teach them good values, good morals, principles. Voila, kid, go for it. Even PBD says all the time, you know when you judge when you're a good father, not even from your kids, from your grandkids.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay? Because that means you taught your kids well and they learned the lessons and they taught their grandkids. Yeah. So the reason that I think I'm doing okay, because my grandma was a beast. Grandma, if you're watching this, I love you. And my grandfather's super smart, chess player, so stoic, relaxed. My grandma kind of run the show. And I'm looking back and I'm saying, okay, thanks, Grandma. Thanks, Grandpa. My mom was here in the studio today. Did anyone see my mom? No. You didn't see her. You guys saw her. Vinny made her cry. Vinny, my brother, he's like, can I tell you what a great mother you are? You are such a good mom. You did the best thing possible. You created a home run as a kid. My mom is like, I can't even, just crying. I'm like, that's like, Vinny, relax, Scotty. Then they left together. It was kind of weird. I don't know what's going on with that. Whoa. If you like that one, click right here to watch the full SOSCAST. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.